This is a Milne Road Studios production.
Hello, sir.
With Mr. Shaun Evans.
Ash White, how are you, big man?
Not too bad.
What another Sunday. Here we go again.
What else would you be rather doing on a Sunday?
Nothing. Just sitting here with you, chatting, good. We're up and about. Sunday, I think we're both in a good frame of mind today. We're really up and about, aren't we?
Here we go.
All right.
Shaun Evans, welcome.
Ash White, welcome. You never go welcome, do, because it's your own show.
Well, it's welcome to country, isn't it, mate? Here we are in Australia.
Let's not go down there.
What a week, eh? What a week again.
We'll get in trouble again.
Mate.
Yeah.
We're going to start off this week. We lost a sort of a granddaddy or a fairly big figure up at the Tea Tree Gully Youth Club. A fella called Pat Walden, who's been around the club for a long, long time, teaching the girls primarily in artistic gymnastics. We lost him. I'll have to put my glasses on here. Back on the 24th of June. So
yes, 24th of June, that's it.
not too long ago, but we thought we'd make a special mention of him. He also was doing droving at one stage. He was a real bushy. He was a hardcore dude. As Debbie says, he's old school. And he's helped a lot of girls out up there at Tea Tree Gully and across the state, etc., etc. But a big loss to the community. Niece Tash, of course, was underneath his training as well. Not to single her out, but there was a lot of girls involved, including my daughter Caitlin as well. So,
right, okay.
Love and prayers to everybody. I know the funeral's coming up. Might even be this week or next week. Might be this week. Just in closing. Born 13th of May 1938.
Wow.
So,
had a good innings.
Had a great innings and got all the way through until, just nearly the end of June 2025. So
sounds like a great man. And look, I mean, volunteers are so important in the community, aren't they? And when they do it for a long period of time, it's I think he has quite a big impact on quite a few families. So, obviously
widespread.
A great man. I didn't know him
lots
personally,
lots of clubs as well. So,
and you should never get rid of your volunteers, Ash, or anyone that's willing to put their hand up. I've found over the years.
Absolutely,
that's always been important.
So head coach as well. So love to Lois and family. So I just thought we'd open up this week and tip our cap to the great man. He's certainly been a mentor to a lot of people. So
no, well, and as I say, I didn't know him, but congratulations on what he did. And they always say that good blokes have good funerals, like they pack out funeral homes. And no doubt, I would imagine, given how many people he dealt with, he's probably going to have a full funeral house, I would say, this week.
I'd be thinking for sure.
Yeah,
so as I said, mentor to many, and
we'd tip his hat to him.
Large boost to fill. So, they come and go, and we've lost another good one. So, moving forward, Paddy, rest in peace. And,
I don't have a hat on, but I do tip it. That's, tip my bald head. But, well done, Paddy, and to the family as well. Hope they're doing okay.
And what about this week? You been sending any emails around this week? Or
I sent an email about 5 minutes ago when we were sitting here. Yeah. I just, sometimes in life you got to send emails and cut the heads off snakes and move on in life and do what you want to do, I guess.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? If you're in a spot where you feel that there's time to move is what happens. And credit to you. It's I think it's shows leadership once again and strength to get yourself out of one situation and put yourself into a better one. That's what life's all about.
I'm starting to learn, Ashman, as 51, going into 52, that you actually need to make sure that you're doing and you're being involved in what you want to be doing, and otherwise there's no point. So we work hard enough day to day down at the smelter. So
that's for sure.
certainly, you know, on weekends you want to be doing what you want to be doing. So sometimes you've got to make that step, and you know, that's the way we get to sometimes, and unfortunately.
Credit to you. No, that's
Thank
good.
you.
Once again, I think it shows strength and leadership. So
Thank you.
you know, there's no point living in a situation where you start to run backwards because of your thoughts. You know,
Yeah.
You know, this week I did say to you just a while ago that it's a positive show. This one, we're not going to run any war.
No,
you know,
we're not about that.
the whole
not about
the
that,
whole
are we?
world is in a crazy place.
We're lovers, Ash. We're not fighters.
Virgos, mate, August born for sure. But
I'm a
yeah,
Scorpio. I don't know what that means.
we don't want to go down the track of negativity, and there's
No,
a lot
no.
of it in the world, and we're going to have a show this week that's positive.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and you know, we've got a lot to share, no doubt, and things that we can be positive about. So we've moved out of the dark side, haven't we? We've moved out of the light side.
I reckon so. Well, it's Sunday lunchtime, 12:30,
Yeah,
1:45. Here we are again. It's must be our New Year's podcast. It's a new tax year.
Yes.
I went down the other week and grabbed some new power tools just before the end of the tax year. So
get a discount on that, or you?
yeah, got a little bit.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
There was a couple of they call them skins these days.
Right.
Not foreskins, just skins, and
Obviously, you'd have to cut them off.
make some fan belts for the car. So even rubber bands for your invoices, mate. So, but at this stage, yeah, there was a few items in the baggage that I didn't need, or in the cart that I didn't need.
Yeah.
And Sydney Tools, they're down there on North East
Oh,
Road.
yep.
They spun a few deals for me, and
nice.
we walked out with a few more tools that wasn't in the pack. So good on you. That's part of
Sydney
good business.
Tools,
And
they're also at that new Parafield shopping centre too, the outlet down
Regency Park, yeah, they're around everywhere. They're the
Parafield
big
Airport,
red
Sydney
building,
Tools.
and yeah, big one. Also the sponsor, SOS Safety Signs.
there. Yes, that'd be Jason Wright.
Oh, Jason Wright, he's hard to get hold of at the minute. I need a few mugs and a few stickers for Andy, so I'm trying to chase him down, but I think he might be on a bit of annual leave at the minute.
He's always busy, that fella, isn't he? He works so hard.
Doesn't stop.
And goodness me, geez, he produces some good things. He's done, you know, banners and all sorts of things up at the club there, and stickers, and so he's always I think he did a round of stickers for cars, and yeah, he's always. And the good thing is with
Cranes,
Righty,
everything.
he's such a good fella that he never charges you much. You know, here's 300 stickers. How much? Oh, 42 cents. You know, whatever.
That's right.
He always looks
Oh,
after
he's a good
people.
man. Yeah,
so
they're just down there on Muller Road at Greenacres. So
Yeah, sure.
If you do need some stuff, go down and see him. He does look after everybody, and you've got a heart of gold.
yeah, hard to go. Good looking fella too. You know, he just do it. I'm sure the ladies get down to SOS Safety Signs. He's a
And his lad's down there as well, so
excellent.
he's a chip off the old block. So,
that's good.
but no, that's going
If
well.
he's like him, he'll be all right, I reckon.
Yeah, Justin Hopper in Liverpool.
Yes.
La Vida Liverpool magazine. That one's due to come out now for the next quarter. So I know that magazine's not too far from being published. So
Yep.
good luck to you on that one as well, Justin. I know how much effort you put in over there, and
How's the?
good to be a part of that one.
When's the next Liverpool podcast? That's
I think
what
we're
it's-
due this week.
Are you?
We're due
Okay.
this week.
Hopefully the newsletter comes out at the same time. You can have something to. You could read the newsletter out on air.
There you go.
That'd be something.
That'd be pretty cool. So
Wouldn't it?
he's
Yeah.
trying to hold a page back for us, so that'll be pretty good.
Oh,
so
is he really? Okay, yeah.
That'll be a nice one. So
Going
yeah,
international again. now.
g'day to everyone in Liverpool. It's home of the Beatles.
Yeah, home of the Beatles, and as I said to you on a previous podcast, amazing museum at Liverpool with that, the Beatles Museum. Had John Lennon's piano that he wrote Imagine on. That was pretty cool to see up close.
I like the version Yoko did.
Yes, so do I.
Leave that alone.
No, sorry,
Leave that alone
sorry.
as well.
Yeah.
But no, very
As she wrote it, someone said, "Oh no."
very good. No, it is.
Yeah, sorry.
It's,
Thanks.
It's a good place to visit. You know,
Liverpool's great.
Going underneath the Mersey there and over to the Wirral on the other side, New Brighton. So
and the soccer stadiums, of course, so close.
Everton as well, yeah. They got 2 there, haven't they?
Went and saw a soccer game at Anfield, and the following day went to Everton and had to walk about 500 metres more. It's the 2 stadiums are so close together. It's pretty cool to see, and the hatred between the 2 is pretty cool as well.
Yeah, there's no love lost, is there? You know, it doesn't matter what country or what sport. Whenever you've got 2, I suppose it's like siblings, isn't it?
Adelaide and Port. But the other one that I really liked was Sunderland and Newcastle. I meant to say Southampton. Sunderland and Newcastle. So there's a bridge that you walk over and it separates both cities, right? So you walk over. There's a souvenir shop, Newcastle, and it says, "We hate Sunderland and anyone that follows them," right? And the guy's selling them on one side of the bridge. We went over the bridge, and there's a lady and a couple of people selling one in their souvenir booth. "We hate Newcastle and anyone that follows them."
Cheers, Pat.
Yes. Well done, Paddy. So
Go on.
you just went over a small bridge. Must have been 150 metres, right, of cobblestone bridge. You cross over, and there's the opposite T-shirt. That's how much they hated each other, yet they're 150 metres apart. It was pretty funny to look at, really. But, those rivalries over there, Port and Crows obviously get spoken about here, but over there you can they get pretty intense about it all.
It's a bit of a bloodbath over there, isn't it? Yes, you really can't even walk into another suburb, can you, if it's not your team and you're walking in with your own colours. It's sort of, it's pretty personal, isn't it?
Well, even when we were in Scotland, they were saying to us, a couple of us had bought Glasgow Rangers tops, and we were due to go down to Glasgow from Edinburgh on the train, and they said, "For God's sake, don't wear your soccer top." Why? And they said, "Oh, you'll get the shit beaten out of you by the Celtic fans in Glasgow." They said they'll actually rip your head off. So, make sure, and you can tell them you're Australian, but that ain't going to help you because your arm will already be pulled off. So, for God's sake, don't do it. So, I think it's fantastic myself. Like, if you live your team that much that you want to go and bloody kill someone because they're wearing an opposition top, I reckon that's passion. I love it. Some people don't, but I tend to love that.
Oh, that's passion for sure. You've got to bleed for the Guernsey, don't you? You put the Guernsey on, then you put your life on the line. That's the way it is.
I'm not sure many Carlton fans are bleeding for their Guernsey.
Carlton are struggling, aren't they? They started the year off very well, and at the moment they're as far backwards as possible. Even Big Robbo's texting the wrong bloke. It's, "Hey Robbo, how are you, bud?"
Oh, Robbo.
Look, it's.
Does Robbo still talk to me if I come back?
He talked to you for sure. Good. He's a man that says his words and continues on. So.
Unfortunately, so did I, and I think Robbo was going to kill me, speaking of killings, but I didn't mind the big fella. But
you'll have to reunite with him this Bathurst.
I will do, and hopefully we'll both have a bit less grog. That might
there you go.
That might help.
We've still got the golf competition. We've still got...
Yes, so Bathurst is still going ahead this year, I would take it, here at near the studios, just down there.
Sure, we'd only just got off the plane last time, so we only flew in that morning, and lucky Billy and Robbo next door had set up the backyard for us. But no, it's all good. Wimbledon started again. It's only round 1, I believe. Mandy was up there. She's come back in off of night shift and trying to move back into the daytime world. And she was up watching that while I was in bed last night. So,
are you a tennis follower?
Yeah, I do like it. Yeah, for sure. And at the moment we've got some pretty cool heads playing for Australia. At the moment, there's not too many floaties out there that we've had in the past that are. A little bit how you going, but I know that Deminar, he won last night in straight sets. So
did he? Okay.
He took on I forget what country it was now. One of the European countries he was playing against, but
Russia.
No. I think it was almost Dutch or Holland or some of there. Anyway, this guy was. The best one for the country, and he managed to get up in straight sets. So that's good. That
My
gets him in good
understanding,
stead.
I don't know, I've been following it, but you can obviously fill everyone in. Apparently, a few big names have dropped out early. Is that what they're saying? I haven't watched it myself. But
Yeah, there was
that
a
what's
bit on
happened?
YouTube. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not up to it.
Oh, okay.
I've,
Righto.
not this morning. I've just had a look at Demonar's game, and
Yes,
he
yeah,
looked rock solid. He looked real good, and
Well, it's good. It's
he's
always.
finished with a come on.
Oh, did he? The Leighton Hewitt. He's
Yeah,
pulled it out.
Lele's over
Did he
there.
do this as well? Did he do
No,
the
he doesn't
whole-
do
No,
that
okay.
signature move,
Yeah.
but he did. He does voice the slogan, you know.
Oh, well, hello.
So I think
Perhaps
that's.
he needs to work on it.
I think Leighton would be a good one to work under.
Yes.
He's a sort of fairly calmish sort of lad that can just keep him sort of in check. I think that,
He's a gamer.
for sure.
He loves to win.
Well, you've got to have that drive, don't you, if you want to
Yeah, so I think there's a. Is he
He's not there
coaching
to
him or
make
is he
friends.
mentoring or something like that? Or
coaching.
Right. Okay.
I think he's coaching. I'll
Right.
have to check on that one as well. But
Yeah, I don't think you'd want to lose as his player, would you?
no, he's hardcore. But he's won a US Open, hasn't he? You know, like he's
Yeah. And
put his money where his mouth
was
is.
he a Wimbledon winner? Hewitt? I can't remember.
Don't know.
I
Don't know about that
I
one.
thought he won a Wimbledon. I could be wrong. Because Pat Cash did it in '84.
And Paddy Rafter did as well.
Oh, perhaps that's Rafter I'm thinking of.
I think
them.
so. The
two
underman-
Pats.
underpants.
Yeah, the two. Didn't he look good?
Oh, beautiful.
Didn't he look good?
Yeah, absolutely.
And look, on Dimador, it's good to see Aussies doing well overseas, isn't it? I mean, Oscar Piastri in the Formula One with McLaren at the moment is currently leading the Drivers' Championship by about 12 points to the World Drivers' Championship. And Grand Prix tonight from London, from England, Silverstone, always a famous one, that one. I think he starts second on the grid behind Max Verstappen, the Dutch angry man. I think he stayed up last night and watched that, and Max pulled off a miracle lap right at the end of the bloody session. So Oscar hit a curb on his way in on the final lap, and he got him by a marginal amount. But, yeah, so Oscar's, he could probably win again tonight and extend his lead at the World Championship. So that's always exciting to see, Aussies doing that sort of thing.
I think we've always been very good, haven't we, for the size of our population anyway. Not the size of the country, but we seem to hold ours very well, don't we? You know, even in the Formula One, I'm sure they're thinking, oh, goddamn, another Aussies over here, but they do work hard, don't they? There's no fat on those guys. They're all good drivers, and bulls are still, aren't they? They're going that fast, but we seem to do all right. I think it's good that each time we supersede one with another one, that they step up and go a little bit further again than the last one. So
Well, and Piastri, when the off season was on, didn't take much of a break. He actually just went into full beast mode of gym and fitness and wanting to win the World Championship. So
that's good, isn't it?
I really, really tip my hat to him as well. Max Verstappen's not easy to beat, but Piastri is a great young kid that's doing good things. So it's always pretty cool to see. So I'll be up there watching that 10:30 tonight, Ash, up until God knows what hour.
That's it. You've only got the smelter in the morning.
Well, that's right. So I don't need to even be awake for that. I can just walk in half asleep. So, so I'll be watching that through to the end tonight, and hopefully he can salute again.
Now the Wallabies are on, aren't they?
Yeah.
Looks like maybe just a try there.
Yes,
Against
Wallabies
Fiji,
try.
yeah.
I've never known much about rugby union, I've got to say. Obviously,
Is that league?
No, this is union. Wallabies is union, yeah. So the Kangaroos is the league team, but rugby league team. But I don't know much about this. Like, I could watch this for hours and not know what the hell's going on other than when they run over the line. Tried to learn it, but it never got there. But that is a try. So Australia are up 7-0 at the minute, Ash. Well, some bloke's coming off. He's got a bit of a hit.
Yeah, that's good. 7-love. So they'll get a kick on goal now. That might only be worth one 1 point.
Some blokes coming off with a busted head,
big
but we don't
boys,
know if
aren't
that
they?
happened previous day or whether this is a new injury.
Big boys, look at the size on them.
Oh, God, you wouldn't take them on, would you?
But you
You'd
know,
like taking Robbo on Bathurst.
the way these guys can run that size,
Yeah.
You know, you've still got the same size heart as Mandy, and you're pushing.
Yeah.
That guy's probably 120 kegs easy. Like, have a look at him.
Oh, I just, yeah. And, you know, tried doing it at school. They had a rugby team at school, and I thought, oh, yeah, I can have a go at this. I'll be one of the quick little people through the middle. When game one, I got absolutely
hard work.
flattened and sent back in the air about 5 metres and decided that wasn't for me.
Yeah, no, it's pretty hardcore. You do need recovery with it, and
Yeah.
we had a few lads at school that were pretty good. It might have been middle high school. I think we were playing there.
Yep.
Pretty sure, but tough game.
Oh, and
okay. So the difference is with Union, you'll get a scrum, and
Yes.
then you'll get a ball feed. Whereas the league, you'll get a line throw, won't you?
Yeah, and you just set up and keep playing.
Yeah,
They keep rolling. Where there's not a lot of stoppages. Where with this thing, that we're watching at the minute. So I shouldn't say this thing, but this test match that we're watching at the moment,
tough.
there's a lot of stoppages and scrums and bum sniffing. That's what they essentially call rugby
all
people,
right,
isn't
isn't
it?
it?
Yeah. They're bum sniffers, but
Yeah,
well, get around it. I don't even know what's going on here, but it looks exciting nonetheless. I did go to a Wallabies Canada game when I was in Brisbane once, and they said, "Oh, this will be a big match," and Australia won 432-0 or whatever it was, and it was boring as anything. But the Queenslanders were great. We got drunk on the Bundaberg while we were doing it, and away we went. Hello, we got someone talking here.
we got a little bit of competition there, haven't we?
He's good in our podcast.
He needs to be quiet.
I don't know
don't
who he is.
I don't know who he is.
No, he looks like what's that guy? The Aussie guy with the hat.
The guy that does all the car ads and all the
looks like
four-wheel
him.
drive.
I don't know. He can get off. But no, look, it's so good to see Aussies doing well around the world in sport and just having a win. I like seeing Aussies win. I mean, I still remember, as you would, '83 when we won the America's Cup. How good was that?
That was very good. I remember Mum and Dad waking us up saying, "Get up, get out of bed. This is history."
Yeah, well, I remember going.
Any company that has a go at their workers today is a bum.
Any boss that sacks a worker today is a bum for not going in. Yeah, fair call, Bob.
So,
that was.
Bobby still had a few
I think it was
records with the longest drink, didn't he?
I reckon. Oh, and I reckon that night he looked like he was 43 in, but that's okay. But I mean, it was a different time back then, wasn't it? It was so much easier, and everyone. I remember the elation with that. The other one that I remember is when the Socceroos made the World Cup, and they won their first game. And I remember driving down the airport. I was working for Ansett at the time, and I'm driving down the airport. And there were so many house lights on at 5 a.m. I didn't see the end of the game because I had to go to work. But I'm driving through the city and down to the west side of town, and there was lights on everywhere.
That's the
like
beauty
every
of being
house
on
was
the
lit
other
up
side,
at 5
isn't
a.m. Everyone was so embracing it. It was just incredible, and I love that sort of thing. I think
that going back to the America's Cup too is that the only way they could beat the New York Yacht Club was to become the New York Yacht Club. So the 4 years prior to that, or 3 years, whenever it is, I know it's every 3 or 4 years whenever they do it, is that they were still drinking beer and they were still Australian, and the only way they could beat them was to not only train like them, they got rid of the piss, they started eating better, they were fitter, and they actually won using their mentality and the kiln, of course, on the yacht.
One of the great stories, I think motivation is a huge thing. We see AFL teams these days, when do they win? When they're up and about and they're motivated and they want to play well. John Bertrand was famously interviewed by Roy HG in about 1990, and he was asked what was the best part of that win with the America's Cup. And he said, well, after the third round when we lost and we were 3-0 down, they brought out champagne along the docks
Who the Yanks did?
The Yanks did before the fourth race.
Intimidating.
We're going to drink our champagne. It's going to be 4-0, whatever. And he said we had a meeting in the clubhouse just after that. And he said we put our goal as being that they never drink that champagne. That was their number one, that they never wanted them to go back and have that champagne.
And they were still down in that fourth race, weren't they? They were still
absolutely.
gone.
Absolutely.
And then they got that Port Tack where they come in from nowhere and boy, oh boy, wasn't that electric,
Oh, it was fantastic. And John said, they in the end, they never got to drink their champagne. We did them in. And
those goddamn Aussies beat us. We had an aluminum bolt and we still didn't win,
Lucky the American guys went Chinese. They would have been marched off into the harbour or something would have disappeared. Their families wouldn't have been able to find them after that.
Absolutely.
But no, that was an incredible moment in the history of Australia, I think. And John Bertrand and I can't remember the big guy that he's now got Alzheimer's or he passed on. Put all the money into it. Can't think of his name.
He's dead now. He's dead.
He's dead. Well, anyway.
Yeah, I was watching something on him this morning. Now you brought that up.
Really?
Yeah. What's his name? Living next door to
Alan Bond.
Alan Bond.
How could we forget Bondy? How could we forget Bondy?
So yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think the cricket's on at the moment too. The Aussies are playing West Indies.
Yes, I ended up watching 2 games of footy last night, so I didn't get up with the cricket.
I think they're up at the moment. I think Tubby was saying this morning they're up by 245, something like that.
They were 2 for 24 when I looked in last night. And then I looked over to India and England and the test match with that, and India were none for 329 and they were 525 in front on day 4.
Wow.
You'd put them in, wouldn't you, with that lead?
Yeah. Well, you'd think it'd be safe, wouldn't you?
Unless she's an absolute batting deck, but
it's a big score to pull down.
Well, 545 and day 4, they're not going to get that, are they? So I would have had them in. So I was looking at that thinking, what are India doing here? But perhaps playing for the draw, who knows? The Aussie one, I saw 2 for 24. That was sort of 3/4 time of one of the footy games that I was watching. So I had a quick look, but cricket, it can be exciting. I like Test cricket more than one days. I don't know about you.
Test cricket is the rawest form, I believe, still.
Yep.
It's still it's you've got to make choices rather than just go bash, bash, bash. It's more of a baseball game, the one days or the 2020s, aren't they?
Oh, it's not exciting at all.
Whereas a test, you've got 4 or 5 days to sit there and procrastinate on how you think it's going to happen.
Oh, just tactically. There's
tactically, it's beautiful.
Oh,
it's still the
amazing.
best form of that game, I reckon.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a test match guy. I can sit down and watch a test match for 4 days and not get bored.
That's exciting because every day, and it swings and moves around, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We're lucky enough when we were on that last trip in the UK there that we got out to Lords and had a look and had a walk around it, and it's just in the middle of all the buildings, of the dwellings of all the houses.
I went there as well once. Yeah.
If you walk one street the wrong way, you'd miss it.
Well, I did Wimbledon and Lords in the one day. It was a sporting tour, and that was pretty cool. But Lords, and I can't believe that drop. They always talk about the famous drop.
Yeah.
To one side.
We had to look through the side there.
And you go, well, I actually did the actual tour, so we got to go up into the change rooms.
Nice.
And on the balcony where they come out. And the thing that blew us away was the Australian World Cup that they'd won in 93 or 99, must have been 99, was still there, and I was there in 2000. And I said, well, why have the Poms still got our one-day trophy? Because we'd won the one-day World Cup, and there it was. And the Pommy guy said, oh, well, we just thought we'd figure out we'd hang on to it as much, before we give it back to you. And I said, well, I can take it with me if you like. I'll take it back home. But
we've got a few Milne Road Studio stickers there just out of the railway line, the subway there, as you come up and walk towards Lords there. But no, I think it's great. I still think that form of the game is probably still one of the best games on earth. And I never played it. I never played one game of cricket.
But, the history and the tradition of it outweighs what currently happens with one-days and T20s. Like walking through the long room. We walked through the long room and up the stairs into that pavilion up to the change rooms. So cool. So cool. Like, forget it, just so cool. The history and the tradition as he explained it. And then we get up there and he gets us a cup of tea and some scones and jam and while we sit on the balcony. So, yeah.
That's better. Yeah,
So,
I think so. I think that's, if you can go and see those places, and I know Billy's been over and seen a few of them as well.
Yep.
That he was over there for the last Ashes there, and
Oh, nice.
that's the first time I actually got to talk to Andy Smith over the phone at
Oh, nice.
4 a.m. The first time I'd met him. So I thought, how am I going to make him remember the first time I met him? This is the son-in-law, and I thought, it's 4 o'clock somewhere. It's 4 a.m. on a weekday. I better crack a red tin at 4 a.m. in Adelaide. So that's how we met.
And was he impressed?
I think so.
Was Caitlin?
Yeah. Oh, she was probably nervous how it was going to end up. But, and they were all like post-cricket of that day as well. So everyone's drinking and having fun. And,
Yeah.
you know, it was 4 or 3:50 a.m. here in Adelaide, and I thought, Red Can will do it, surely.
Well, what? It's 12 o'clock somewhere in the world, isn't it?
Mum's medicine, the old Red Can.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
Well, you wouldn't have been able to sleep unless you'd had it, so it helped you sleep.
I don't think I went back to sleep. Might have been a bit tipsy for work that day, but it was a good day.
Well, like I'm going to be tomorrow.
That's right.
At the smelter.
At the smelter. So what are you going to do with all your spare time now then? Seeing your...
Well, I don't know. Might do more podcasts.
Got more time.
Yeah.
Haven't we?
Yeah, haven't we?
Maybe we could be a critic of the SABL, yeah?
Oh, gee, they're doing some strange things.
What are they doing? Talk about it.
Well...
No names?
No, there's no names involved. It's just that as a league, they've decided that they're bringing in stringent rules for you, a club, to compete in Div 1 level. So you need to find an umpire from somewhere to be going to a course, and they must be Div 1 accredited. Now...
This is to coach, to umpire Div 1.
Div 1 from your club. So it can be anyone, but I think that opens the rules to a bit of bias. I think it also opens to, how do you find someone to do it? Like people,
is that because the SABL can't supply enough Div 1 umpires?
Yeah, they're just getting people pull out. Like I know Pip Skeen's not doing Div 1 this year. He's been a good servant as an umpire, but I know he's had enough. So
seems to be the same people in the industry doing it, doesn't it? If you've got the league and you're running the league and you're supplying the umpires, then you've got to supply the umpires, don't you?
You're a league, you need to put umpires in place, and you can't just push it back on the clubs and say, hey, we need you to find someone. But, I mean, that was one of them. The other one is social baseball is going to struggle. They have now taken out Division 7, which had 28 teams over two red and blue divisions last year. So there's 28 teams of players that have got to be pushed into Div 6 on top of 14 Div 6 teams. So if you add that all up, where do all those blokes go? And they said, well, just play Masters on a Monday night. No one wants to go down to West Beach on a Monday night, Ash, I'm pretty certain. So
bring it back to Norwood. We've talked about it.
We could do that as well. So, look, I don't know. And then the other thing that they're doing is they brought in, and they said this is without argument, is that they're doing a floating time fixture for Div 4 to 6. So, essentially, you've got 11:30, 1:30, 3:30 that you could be playing that time any time during the week. So it's a floating rolling roster. So instead of having one time set for one grade, they're going to roll it through. So I don't know. They're going to have a lot of struggles. People that I've spoken to from other clubs are quite exasperated by it as well. But as for now, that's for someone on a different pay grade to myself now. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. The AGM for the SABL is on the 30th of July. What the clubs do between now and then is going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be a watch and see, I think.
Yeah, look, I think it's hard enough to get umpires, let alone to get them accredited here in Adelaide.
Yeah.
I think you've got to throw a bit of candy at it, or you throw a bit of money at the problem to try to get rid of it. Because it is still a reasonably long season, isn't it?
Oh, look, it's 23 games. Oh, sorry, they've gone to 31 games, I think, this year for A grade. So it is quite a lot of baseball. And instead of putting money into it and trying to find and develop people, they've just gone clubs here. You've got to find one person each. I mean, that's just not the solution to me. I think that shows laziness, really.
Pass the buck. Yeah.
Quite easy to get a handball.
I think that's pretty fair, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't agree with it. But anyway, that's just me.
That's it. So Yankees are going to... the Yankees can't win.
God, do we have to talk about that?
I do.
We said we weren't going to talk about sad subjects.
No, we didn't want negative war stuff. But, boy, the Yankees are at war, aren't they, at the minute? They can't put one game together.
Well, they lost.
Now they're sliding down the ladder too, aren't they? Big time.
Well, they said this morning on an article I was reading, of their last 21 games, they've had 2 sessions of losing 6 in a row.
Absolutely. 48 and 41. So Toronto now are 3 games clear. Tampa's on the same level. Boston are biting up their ass as well. So they're in big trouble, aren't they? I can't see them making it this year now. I think there's still plenty of games to go, but they haven't had the pitches this year with the big fella down, have they? So
they just haven't had that stud that can throw them 9 innings and get a win, or 7 innings and get a win. And they've had Max Fried, but his last outing, they've pitched him so much, he looked like he was out on his feet when he pitched that. So, I think that's where they're at the moment, rotation-wise, is that they've had to go to the bullpen a fair bit. Starters are worn out, so I think they're in a bit of trouble. I still think Detroit will be the American League representative in the World Series. I think they're still going pretty strong, from what I understand. And then I think obviously Dodgers, although wouldn't rule out San Diego. They've been having quite a bit of they've been on a bit of a roll recently as well. So I, for the sake of baseball and the payroll of the Dodgers, I'm hoping it's sort of someone else, to be honest. But we'll have to wait and see. Detroit
have been out all year, haven't they?
They have. They came,
and they're still
very slow start. Everyone said, "What's going on there?" They were very bad out the gates, but they're ramping up now. Yeah, so what do they always say, Ash? In sport, you need to be there when the whips are cracking. So perhaps Detroit have been gone that way instead of It's going early like the Yankees did.
Once again, like your Buddy Franklin to me is the only one that's fulfilled his contract professionally. I believe. You look at the likes of Cole.
You mean Aaron Judge?
No. I'm talking across all sports now. I'm talking AFL as well. Right. But if you look at the big fella, he did his knee, I think, one year, and he was back.
Yeah.
This is Buddy.
Yep.
But he fulfilled his contract, and he was worth X amount.
Yep.
And I think still to this day, him and Kelly Slater probably are the 2 standouts, really. Like Kelly Slater's won 11 world championships. He's
I can't even get up on a board.
He's got all the way through, and like he's 50-something now. Like he's still surfing in the World Surf League. But,
oh God! I wish that was one thing I always wanted to do, was surf.
Well, come from a family of surfers.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, my younger brother Locke, and
right.
I don't know if Matt's still surfing, but their mum and dad they had a place down at Middleton on the coast.
Oh,
there,
right.
And, they bought.
You used to get up on the board, did you?
Yeah, we used to float around when we were younger. We used to always go down from Tea Tree Gully on a Saturday morning and have 3 surfs and come back and drink beer and
nice.
Get up Sunday mornings if we were dying because we smashed our heads so hard on the booze when we got back. But they were great days down there surfing. And then when Mum and Dad got the block on, they were on the Esplanade.
Yes. Yep.
So you could see whales jumping out, and it was cool. The kids grew up down there, and
sounds awesome.
You go down the Murray, down the mouth there, and get in the 4 drives and drive down there, and go over the sand dunes. That was a lot of fun. We used to go down there every weekend. And
well, No, I reckon that would have been awesome. I tried to have surfing lessons when we went on a family holiday in Hawaii. And
In Oahu?
yes, and Sean's come off his board and headbutted it and had concussion for 2 days in the hotel room after that. So I decided surfing wasn't for me after that. But,
No, look, you got to get up and stand up quickly. You can't fart around because you get the wobbles up and then you'll either fall off or fall out or whatever. But if you're young and fit, and these days it'd be fairly difficult to get up.
Wouldn't even have a go now. I know it's a bit bloody sad, but I like getting on the board and coming in on the guts. You go out deep and wander in, and I like that.
The waves are bigger when you're laying down, mate.
Yeah, they are. They're actually taller.
I used to like the snow, so I used to say to my brothers, you're likely to get eaten by a shark, but if I get done by a yeti, I'm unlucky,
Well, the yeti's free now, so God, look out there. I went skiing once. We went over to Perisher Smiggins.
Love it. New South Wales Alps.
Did the bus over with the school mob and
the Great Divide.
And I actually come to think about it, I'm not good at skating or anything like that. I came down the hill and took out about 4 different girls that was standing there on the school trip. So they suggested I sit in the canteen for the day. So I sat there eating hot chips up near the fire and watching everyone else ski. I got a one-day ban. So actually, come to think of it, I'm not good at anything like that, am I really? Anyway, I'm only just piecing that together.
At least you've had a go.
Oh, I had a go.
Well, you're up near Jindabyne. Near Jindabyne there, you got Perisher Valley and what was the other one? Smiggins, was it?
Yeah.
And if you keep going a little bit further, you end up at Thredbo there, and that's the premier Australian resort. That's
yes,
2228 to the top of the summit there.
Does that still do well after what happened
with Stuart Diver?
Yeah.
I believe so. I think it was one of those random slides that had come in behind, and I think that's when Port first come into the AFL.
Yeah, it would have
been.
It? 97?
Yeah, I remember watching a Port game round, and they'd keep going back and forward. They'd found him alive, and that poor bugger had a terrible life after that. He lost his wife there, and then his other wife got cancer, I believe. And
oh, really? Okay.
The second one died. So he, poor bugger, he's had a fairly difficult time.
Australians are always quick with jokes on those sort of things too, aren't they? I mean, I remember a day or two after, someone came up to me and knocked on the floor. And I said, what? And they said, what's this? And I said, I don't know. And they said, pizza delivery at Thredbo.
Oh, jeez.
And I thought, hello. Australians
it's Australian slang. Yeah. That's the way we joke about stuff.
It is. But I thought, holy goodness me, poor bloke, bloody, But I'm not sure you tell that one to Stuart. But, I don't know. Australians always... But I did wonder whether Thredbo has recovered. I suppose it would have, since...
I'm still yet to get there.
Okay.
I've driven through there with Mum and Dad years and years ago, but that was in the autumn, so there was no snow there. Except, I think some of the peaks always have a little bit up the top there. And
is that a dream of yours?
Thredbo, top to bottom there.
Right, okay.
We've done some good ones in Bob's County there of Lake Tahoe South.
Yes.
We did that one. That got us up to 10,000 feet. That was excellent. That was so good. And then we got the when Reese was up at Whistler in Canada there to have the ability to ski up there on both mountains was unreal.
That'd be pretty cool.
So, you got Blackcomb and you've got Whistler and, when it's busy, mate, there are like hundreds of people on. You
would be amazing.
You can't just stop. You've got to actually look behind you because there's people just coming through.
No, I see I'd be no good again.
But people die. Reese was up there once working on the lifts up near the roundhouse, and a bloke came in to Reese and said, I can't find my wife. And they have all these tree hollows. I forget what they call them now, but they around the trees, the snow gets very soft.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of people that just go off the track slightly, and we're not saying too far off, but they actually sink.
Oh, really?
and it's quiet, like it's almost like quicksand that you sink,
Oh,
and you
wow.
can't move because you're trapped in like
Yeah,
a gel.
Yeah.
And they actually suffocate. They actually suffocate and die.
Oh, wow. I never knew that was a thing. Does that happen a lot during the winter season?
I think they lose 3, 4, 5 people a year.
Oh, wow. Well,
That's just at that resort.
at that resort, yeah.
So there are signs up everywhere saying caution if you go off. And, like even prior to Reese going, I was saying, be careful.
Wow.
This is big stuff, like don't fuck around.
See, an amateur like me goes off to try and, I don't know, do something different. I wouldn't ever know. I wouldn't have a clue. I'd be gone.
Well, this bloke just happened to ski over. There was a part of a ski just out of the ice, and he actually found this guy alive by accidentally skiing over his ski. There was just the tip.
Wow.
And because you can't move, you can't physically,
Yeah.
dig your way out. You're stuck.
Oh, wow. And what a way
What
to go.
a shit way to die off.
My God.
I think dying in water would be more pleasant than dying.
Well, I went shark diving. And
Did you? Over Lincoln?
Yeah, I've done that over in Lincoln, and no one had a shark all day. And me and my friend Pete, g'day Pete, we went over for his birthday, and
Another field goal.
yeah, there is too. 12-0.
Go, was he?
Tearing away. Yeah, so we went over for his 50th birthday and did shark diving, and went down the cage. And
Did you get to see anything?
yeah. So
Great whites, or?
yeah, I did. Yeah, there was a they throw the blood in and all the fish
Stir
and all
it
that,
up.
stir it up
Yeah,
a bit, and no one had seen anything.
Hey,
all day.
Bruce. Hey, Bruce.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was pretty similar. So we were there, pretty rough waters. Japanese mum and her son got sick, so they had to sit on the boat all day because they couldn't go into the cage because they were vomiting all day. But no one had seen a shark all day, and Pete and I went down about 1 o'clock with our group, and they threw the blood, and the bloody blood lands up on you. And I'm thinking, oh, shit, hang on, fellas, what are you doing? But we're looking out, and all of a sudden this lady taps me on the left shoulder, and I look out, and one came past, and it was 5 metres.
That's a
Which,
big
when you think about it underwater,
15. Well, the caravan out there is 17 feet.
okay, so I don't know what
5.3s are 15, so it's about the length of the caravan.
Yeah.
And the girth's probably big enough for you
Oh,
to
and
slide
it came
down its
it
mouth.
was huge, and it hit our cage, and then just kept going, and we were like, "Holy shit!"
Take it easy, Bruce.
Yeah, and then the next thing was it came back and did a second lap. Now the thing that absolutely just got me amazed, it's shaken its tail as it's got to the end of the cage. It's gone.
Oh, it's just skated off just with a
Couldn't
flick.
see it. This mammoth thing has just disappeared. So then what were we doing? We're looking down at the ground. We're looking at the sky. We're looking, where is this thing gone? But it didn't come back again. But they said from the top of the boat, they saw it hit our cage. They saw it come back in, and then they said it just disappeared within 3 seconds out into the blue. Unreal.
Yeah, well, you see these bloody raw videos, don't you, of people getting eaten by sharks when they're screaming like hell, and then all of a sudden they get taken for the second time.
Well, even
Terrible.
the show last night I've been watching on Netflix recently, All the Sharks, it's called. And for those interested, it is a bloody good program. And it's only 3 episodes, but it's a group of 8 people who go around to the different shark islands, and they've got to photograph sharks, and it's actually a game. So they have to come up with as many points by getting as many rare sharks. So every time they take a photo of one, it's worth so many points.
I think they're pretty aggressive in South Africa, aren't they?
They showed South Africa, and I was like, wow. Yeah. So, but they went to the Great Barrier Reef here in Australia, which I wouldn't have thought. There's off the top of WA. Is known as a Great White Territory, so is Port Lincoln, obviously. So I don't know why they went to the Great Barrier Reef, but, that's...
They can travel thousands and thousands of miles, though, those things.
Yeah. Well, this thing was gone.
Some of them get trackers on them, and they find how far they go from South Africa all the way back to Adelaide,
Well, and underwater it looked huge. And I said to the guy, usually under the water things look bigger. So I said to the guy, how big was it? And he said, it's one that we've seen before. He's been around here. And he said, I can't remember what nickname the shark had, but he said, yeah, he's 5.1 metres, 5.1 metres or something.
That's big, man. That's a big fish.
Yeah, so...
If you saw that bloody thing swim underneath
when
you
we're
on a
off air, I'll
surfboard.
show you a photo. Someone took a photo of it. So, yeah.
No, Port Lincoln.
Yeah.
Another place to take the internationals down there. And
Yeah.
I think it's called Boston Bay or...
Yes, that's it.
And you got the nice pub. I always forget what the pub's called.
Oh, the
there.
Port Lincoln Hotel's been done up too.
That's lovely, and you look straight out into that bay, which I believe is 3 times larger than Sydney. So,
and it's just the most amazing. And they've got a what do they call it, infinity pool or whatever they have built into it. So, that's where we stayed when we were there, and amazing place, all brand new and modern now as well. And the restaurant and the food was seafood there that they had was just absolutely
seafood
incredible.
need it. Yeah, the marina's beautiful.
And I did.
There's a lot of money over there, and there's some big boats.
Yeah.
You know, there's plenty of the Andrea Gales over there, and
yeah.
You know, a skipper can fall asleep sometimes. You know, we seem to recite a lot of movies.
If anyone ever thinks of going shark diving, just do it.
Yeah, be a good one to do, I reckon, seeing it in the flesh. We, last weekend, daughter Caitlin had her surprise birthday party over
Kangaroo Island.
in Penneshaw, and we got back from...
How'd that go?
Really good. Got back from Tintinara late Friday from work and up again at 5:30 and left here just after 6 o'clock to get on the Cape Jervis ferry. And
Nice.
we were over there and, we had about an hour or so to kill, so we were given the key lock combination and let ourselves in and
Nice.
got all the prezzies and whatever distributed on the table, and we hid out the back there. So Penneshaw, I don't know how many people know Penneshaw, but you get off the ferry and you go up towards the pub.
Yep.
And you turn left up the top there and you go around Christmas Cove there, which is a little marina on the backside.
Yeah.
And you go up and over where the old school is. You got the ocean on the right, and it's the first house as you climb up the hill.
Yep.
And all you've got is Edithburg and the ocean in front of you. It's fantastic. So, no, we went to some gin distilleries. We went to the pub round in Kingscote.
Do they still have the sandhills there?
I assume so. That'd be down the end there somewhere.
I guess so. We used to do a lot of school holiday trips to Kangaroo Island as a family. We had family members lived over there, and we always used to get the old tin rubbish bin tins and slide down 500 miles an hour because they were so big and giant. And gee, we had some great times doing that.
We went round to Cape Willoughby again. That's we came back this time, and there's a couple of low-lying rivers in there. It's almost swampy in that part halfway back. And we found these beautiful campsites in there that you can hire for, I think it was $26 a night. It was ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
And, they got a rope bridge, like a metal wire bridge in there, and then you can go out into the ocean as well.
Wow.
And then you've got these back estuaries that are just clear with fish in them. And
Yep.
So they're obviously salt-filled estuaries, like they'd have a fair concentrate of salt,
Yes.
salty water in there. But what a place! You don't hear cars or, sure there's cars that pass by on the dirt, but you've got no real highways or anything that you got all that road noise. You're really tranquil and.
The other place that was like that for me, we did a full tour going up and down and around. We did the whole state was Tasmania.
That's due on the last week of August.
Oh, my God, Ash. I just loved that place.
I can't wait.
And I watched a killing murder thriller 6-part thing that I watched on Netflix, and it was set in Tassie, in the rainforest and whatnot. But not connected to that. But, again, they showed the scenery and the views and all the rest of it. And, geez, just a beautiful place.
Did you go around Strawn, did you?
Yes, we did the whole lot. So
I can't wait to do that one. We got the kids bought us a ticket just down out of Hobart.
Oh, nice.
I think it was called. It's just to the east, slightly up, Raynell or Rychell.
There's so many places down there.
But we're going to go round to Shipsterns because that Shipsterns bluff there is a very big wave that actually hollows out.
Right.
And you get a lot of the pro surfers go down there, and it's ridiculous. It's
if you're
scary.
driving, make sure you got an up-to-date GPS. And the reason I say that, one day we've got all the kids in the back, with 8 of us in the van, and I've driven up Mount Wellington because it's spectacular, right? Snow up there, great view,
Beautiful.
all the rest. Amazing place. So we drive up, and it takes 2 hours to go up the side of it. And we get up the top, and it says, no more. Can't go any further. Road closed. Oh, what the hell?
So you got out and walked, did
So
you?
no. So we turn the van around, and we go back down,
Yep.
and we end up getting to this petrol station. And the petrol station bloke says, went up the wrong side, did we? And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, old GPSs.
Oh, sending you to the old spot.
Yeah, sending you to the old spot.
How old was the car? I'll have to keep an eye on it.
Oh, it was my brother-in-law's GPS bloody thing, but it was old. And so then we had to drive down 2 hours down the side, go back through the city for an hour,
Wow.
to get to the other side of the mountain, then go another 2 hours back up again. So when we got to the top, I think we were almost not even interested in it. It was like we got out the car and we're so pissed off. But amazing. There's a little bridge that you walk down and there's a beautiful lookout, which is all glassed, that you can stand in and you look out and it's just absolutely spectacular. But just make sure, mate, your GPS is up to date.
I will remember that one. That's that is a good one to remember because
Otherwise you're in trouble.
we are there in August too, so it's going to be cold and snowy as
Yes.
well. So
yes. Oh, you'll get the best of it.
we've got 3 or 4 days before the kids come down, and
Yeah.
then we'll pick them up in Hobart and then drive up. We got this beautiful B&B that's on the side of a hill somewhere, and
Nice.
should be excellent fun. So
Yep.
I'm looking forward to that one. That and Darwin are the only places I haven't been. So I really
Actually,
can't wait to get up to Darwin as well. You know, to be from one extreme to the other. But
That's funny you say that. That's the one place I haven't been either. Perhaps we could do a podcast up there. Perhaps we go up there and do a podcast from
well,
Darwin.
maybe when we get to the 100 podcasts, we might, eh?
Do the 100th one from Darwin.
Bit closer than Area 51. That was where it was going to be, but
or the smelter.
I think we're into the 70s now, so it's not that far away. It might be be a year away. Who knows?
Imagine that. Up there at Darwin.
Be all right, wouldn't it?
No underpants.
Be fairly sweaty. You don't wear underpants and that sort of hostel.
No.
You'd have
gotta make sure
knacker rash before you knew it.
Dripping.
Yes, you know what, knacker rash, I got that up in Townsville.
Oh, did you?
Mandy's brother-in-law, Mike, his mum and dad were up there, and I made the mistake of wearing undies. Man, that was terrible. That was, you learn very quickly. Just a free ball up there.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah. Wouldn't even think about it.
Don't try to hold on to the
That was
babies.
a rookie mistake.
Prepare to land. Yes, it was. Yes, I was young and naive. So, and you had plenty of yeast going through your mouth. So you can imagine how fairy it was
Oh, goodness.
in those conditions.
Yummy.
But,
There's Sonny Bill Williams on the telly.
half-time, the
and,
Aussies are up 2-1 at the minute.
And Sonny Bill Williams is on there. Of course, his fight with Gallen's coming up soon. I was reading the other day that he hasn't seen his kids for 5-6 weeks. And someone said, well, why have you done that? And purely and simply, he's done it. They say that fighters do that for the anger.
Is that right?
They take the emotion out of themselves.
All right.
So it's not like, hi, kids, dad's home, give me a hug, whatever. They just purely and simply go into boxer mode, so they stay away from their kids for a number of weeks before any bout. That was something I was reading.
Oh, very good. Mate, we're going to run out of time.
Yes.
Big shout out to Rob Mutcher down at the steel smelter.
Rob M.F. Mutcher.
M-U-G-C-H-A, Mutcher.
Yeah.
So
He's all about it.
He's all about it. He's in dry July at the moment. He's doing pretty well. He's 1 week in.
We wish him the best for that.
Good boy. Good boy.
Dry July is never easy, is it?
Well, this guy will get through it. He's got he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a good bloke. So
And do we say hello to Joe how do you say his last name? Joe from Stegbar. What's his last name? He's doing it tough at the moment. He's having to come in every second day at the moment, so he's finding it tough.
all right.
All right.
Well, the Yeti's moving. So
Yes.
Sean, thank you again, man.
Thanks, mate. Been another good day. Really enjoyed it.
We'll get another one down for the new tax year.
We're getting good at these.
This has been a Moon Road Studios production.
Thanks, mate.
Shawnee, we'll dress up again for
Bye, all.
For the next one in a couple of weeks, eh?
Yeah, see you in a fortnight. Bye, all.
Won't be long.
Cheers. Bye.
Boom, boom, boom.
Bum, bum, ba-da, bum. Bum, bum, ba-da, bum.
Go Turbo.
Bum, bum, ba-da, bum.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.